And Ms. Uzma Jilani is here in the front row. If you can just raise your hand, Uzma. You could get her email address from OUP, and then she can forward. We have a committee and we meet every week, and we'll certainly review your background information and then see if we can fit you in. But of course, there's no guarantee, but please do send it.
Thank you. Sorry, correct me if I got it wrong, but you just said that one of the criteria for selecting the author was that one book was already published. So I'm just at a loss of understanding. How is it encouraging the amateurs and the youngsters? If one is already there, just sharpening and polishing it. But to really encourage the amateurs to come forward and write and be part of this activity that you have so successfully done in Pakistan, did I get it wrong, or was it the criteria that one of the book was already published and then you took them on the stage?
That's right, yes, because it is about books and authors. So it is about people who have written something and have had it published. But for those who are aspiring to write something or who are in the process of writing something, they can participate in many other ways. They can participate from the audience through, by being a part of the panels, by asking questions. They can also participate by submitting their work, which has a very good chance of being included in the annual book that we publish on emerging writings, which is, we publish over 100 writers every year. So they can become a part of that book.
Hi, Vinay. Should I go ahead and ask?
Yes.
Hi, I just had a couple of questions. First, what do you think is the biggest misconception that writers have about the publishing industry? And the second one, I've noticed a lot of writers write Urdu and Roman English, and try to include Urdu and English in their writing. I just wondered what your thoughts were about that.
Well, I think the major misconception that I've come across is that people do not differentiate, writers do not differentiate between a publisher and a printer. So, they send me their manuscript and they say that can it be published next month or in 2 months, or there's such an event in the next couple of months, and can my book be published? Now, a publisher's role is very different from that of a printer's, because we spend 3 months simply reviewing a book to see whether it fits into our publishing program, whether it meets our criteria and our standards, and whether we ought to publish it or not. So it takes us 3 months to make that decision. After that decision is made, it still takes us a couple of months to get, and we feel that we want to publish it, we want the authors, we ask them to make some changes, and after that, it can take another 8 or 10 months. And people don't seem to understand that. And we have had so many issues, so many authors complaining that you've had my book for a year, where is it, and why is it taking so long? I think that is a major misconception. Another I would say is about royalties. We pay royalties to our authors based on the sales of the book. And if it sells very well, for every book that we sell, we pay them a percentage of the revenue that we receive. So that revenue is based on sales. But authors feel that, we've been published by Oxford University Press, we will become rich overnight. And that's not the case, because the book is being sold in Pakistan. Of course, it is also sold around the world, but the core market is Pakistan. And it is sold, if we just sell 500 copies, then the royalties will be based on 500 copies. If we sell 1,500, it will be based on 1,500. But somehow it's a big challenge to explain this to authors whose expectations are far beyond the actual revenue generated by their books.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have time for just one more short question, because unfortunately Amina has to leave us very shortly. So if anybody has one short question.
Amina, I have a very short question. What was the two short questions? My name is Syed Haidar and I am from 21st Century Business and Economics Club. What was the number of visitors? If you can share the information with us. Did you have at any point which discouraged you and thwarted you for having this Karachi literature again? And the third one is a very small one. Was it commercially feasible?
Thank you. Actually, last year, I'm delighted to say in February 2013 at the 4th Karachi Literature Festival, we had 50,000 visitors over 3 days. So that was really a record, and I felt that the beach luxury was bursting at the seams. And it was all free. The first year, in 2010, just to give you an idea of the growth, we had 5,000 visitors. So it's actually grown 10 times. It's not commercially viable, nor is that an object, one of the objectives of the festival, to make it commercially viable. However, the idea is to make it sustainable and to generate enough funds from our sponsors so that we can hold it every year and perhaps even grow it a little bit. I think 50,000 is really a very large number. And I don't think that we would have the resources to manage a crowd of bigger than 50,000. So let's see in 2014, but it's not, just to give you some statistics, we also had 200 authors and about 110 sessions last year. 10 countries were represented and writers from 8 languages were writing. And I hope that, of course, Jaipur is much bigger. Jaipur gets over, I think, 1.5 lakh visitors. But I just feel that I don't think that that is my ambition, because it would not, that connection that I want between the readers and the authors, that they should be able to interact with each other. That won't be possible. It then becomes a mela.
Amina, thank you very much indeed. Can I ask you to put your hands together for Amina Saeed, a remarkable woman, and we wish her and all future and current and future entrepreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs here in Pakistan, all the best in the future. Amina, thank you for taking your time to be with us today. Thank you very much indeed.
So thank you very much to the fabulous British Deputy High Commissioner John Tucknett and Amina Saeed for guiding us through that case study of the Karachi Literature Festival. Not only are they precisely on time and getting us geared up for our final keynote before tea break, but we were delighted by the questions here today, especially by Pushpa Shahaba, Fareed Aslam, and lots of exciting and wonderful people here who are joining us. I also see former ambassador for Pakistan to the UK, Kadir Jafar, in the audience, and Yasmin Pir Mohammed of Swiss Air, and many, many good friends, including our longtime legacy partners. So here for the special, Amina Saeed and John Tucknett, we have their plaques, of course, that are laid out for them. Anam Shakil, can you please do the needful? And for Amina Saeed as well, please. Thank you. And then, as this is, we have two of the most attractive people in town on stage at the moment. We have a fabulous beauty set for them from Cosmo Group, for them to enjoy being pampered like a spa, to enjoy recovering from this intensive session. So we ask Batul Saeed of Cosmo Group to present that to them. Please. Thank you. Big round for Amina Saeed, whose brainchild, the Karachi Literature Festival, has inspired so many of us here today and made literature as cool and booming in Pakistan as J.K. Rowling did with the Harry Potter series around the world. So another round for Amina Saeed. Thank you, and our special presentation to the British Deputy High Commissioner, John Tuckman. He's going to come here and also be pampered because after speaking to you today, he definitely wants to have a nice long rest, right? A little spa for him this weekend. Thank you, John. Another round of applause. Thank you. So now we have a very special treat for you. The producer's now here so we can show you our very special video on Malala Yousafzai, the global game changer of the year. So please gear it up for this girl, woman extraordinaire who's taking the entire education movement by storm. Her recent speech at the United Nations not only moved all of us, but was an art of speech writing in itself and a great inspiration. So this video has been made by Rizwan Ahmed Malik, longtime supporter of Ladies Fund, and Ram Studios. Please watch a bit about Malala Yousafzai. Moment where we shared a bit of Malala Yousafzai's experience. For those of you who were at our March Awards, where she was the 2013 Woman of the Year, we are delighted to say that both Shazia and Kanat, who joined us from Swat on that occasion, not only are we helping fund them through their schooling and heading towards their medical careers, but now the government of Pakistan has stepped in and is also helping them out, and they are actually safe, well, and getting ready to become doctors, both of them. Although they're just 13 and 15 now, their ambitions are very strong, so please give them a round of applause. Now we have a very special moment to share with you. The fabulous Amin Hashwani, who has been such a groundbreaker here in Pakistan to build bridges with Pakistan and the rest of the world. Although there are many consul generals and diplomats in the audience, he's probably in our hearts a true diplomat. And we can surely say that he is somebody who has added great value to spreading positivity in Pakistan. Amin is a man who's not only director of Marriott Group, where we're blessed to be today, but he's also somebody who has always supported development in Pakistan. He's a businessman, a social activist, and he founded and supports various social organizations throughout the world, including Aman Piyasha. So we will call Amin Hashwani on stage today to talk about a very important topic, the title topic of the morning session, Business Beyond Borders. Amin, please join us.
Good morning. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies. Yesterday I was thinking about this topic, Business Beyond Borders, and I thought I'll give it more of an allegorical interpretation rather than a literal one. And all of us have seen, most of us would have seen the movie Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. There, one fine day, there's a nuclear war and the machines take over our destinies. And this has always been an inherent fear of the modern man, that somehow we will lose charge of our destiny. And we've always, debated about that when will be that tipping point where machines will become sophisticated enough where they start ruling us. And in my humble opinion, we're actually looking in the wrong direction. It'll not be the machines, or rather it's not the machines, it's actually the systems in which we operate in as human beings that is taking over our destiny. It's like a company that spends a lot of money on a sophisticated ERP system where the system is supposed to work for its employees, for its customers, for its shareholders, for its stakeholders, and for its profitability. But instead, everyone is working for the system instead of the system working for it. So you can't blame the sophisticated computers, it is the system. And if you really see, we are all multi-dimensional human beings, but somehow we've compartmentalized ourselves into nationalism, capitalism, socialism, religiosities, and somehow we've divided ourselves. If I'm not a citizen of a particular country, I could be drowning in the Arabian Sea and no one will give a damn. Or for that matter, if I'm not a shareholder of a company, I will stand nowhere. I could be a stakeholder where my interests are being affected by a certain multinational corporation. No one will give a damn. Similarly, if you look at religion, the golden rule, where compassion is the common thread amongst all the religions and the spiritual traditions. But somehow we have lost it, and hence religion became, over the centuries, an instrument of divide, division, war, miseries, power, etc. So if you look at today, look at the media, for example. Media is like strung on ratings, and the element of social responsibility takes a backstage because of the immediate ratings. You need sensationalism, etc. Similarly, if you look at politics, politicians have to play to the gallery, right? You look at companies, they operate on short-term, they are accountable every quarterly results. The stock markets penalize them or award them based on their quarterly results. The problem with all of this is that we as a human race, we face long-term problems that have been stemming over decades. And the solutions also, we require long-term solutions. However, the system does not really allow us to address these problems with long-term solutions, because most of these long-term solutions require short-term sacrifices, and we just do not have the capacity to undertake them. It's like there is a saying that everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So we do require certain short-term sacrifices in order to address them. During the agricultural age, we had the empires. During the Industrial Revolution, the nation-state structures took center stage. And now we're supposed to be in this age of globalization, where we're supposed to be global sophistication, global citizens. But somehow we've not evolved. We're still in this jet lag, where the technologies which we have, we've not been able to change our mindsets. We talk about non-state actors, and normally we talk about terrorism, etc. But really, the non-state actors here is the civil society. I think as nation-state structures are diluting, it is these non-state actors, which is the civil society, that has to step up to address the problems which we are facing. And hence we had the Occupy Wall Street, the Arab Spring, the Anna Hazare movement in India, and I would say the PTI movement, which was also actually a manifestation of the civil society movement in Pakistan. So the civil society has to, if you're looking for solutions, we've got to be the elite of this country or of the world have to step up. Because the governments, politicians, bureaucrats, they do not have the monopoly on wisdom or to find solutions for everything that we face. And the solutions actually lie within us. We business people or entrepreneurs or the privileged class, we don't have any baggage, or we don't have to stick to stated lines which normally bureaucrats, governments, or civil servants have to stick to. We business people, we are problem solvers. That's our job description. That's what we do day in, day out. We solve problems. And I just find it incredible that where we have not invested our mind, our resources in solving problems of beyond our businesses. We are also credible civil society leaders. We're not just talking about exchanging flowers, hugging trees, or burning candles. We perform as business people. We do credible stuff, and when we speak, people listen. So we do have the capital to make things happen, and plus we can actually look at out-of-the-box solutions also. The challenge really is, while we talk about the information age is actually a double-edged sword. While it informs us, but it also reinforces the biasnesses that are in us as human beings. Hence, if you see, in the US, it is much more polarized between the Democrats and the Republicans. You look at Europe again, it's much more polarized between the right and the left. You look at Pakistan, we have multiple civil wars going on. The divisions between our countries, our societies is actually increasing. And this myth of clash of civilization is actually clash within civilizations. And that's where the real battle is being fought right now. And again, I say that we need to step up. We need to change our mindset. We need to get rid of the reptilian side of our brain, and we need to really, evolve. As Einstein once said that to find a solution, we need to elevate our mindsets, ourselves to a higher level of thinking from where we were when the problem started. And to be honest, this is not the European plague where 25% of the continent's population vanished because we did not have the resources, we did not have the technology, we didn't have the reach. Today we have everything. Whatever problems we face in Pakistan, we have solutions for all of them. Whatever problem we as human race face, we have solutions for all of them. And yet we have failed miserably. The fact that we have 25,000 people dying each and every day out of poverty, hunger and preventable diseases is absolutely criminal. And so we do have, okay, you guys can now hear me, so should I start from all over again? So we do have solutions for all of them. The challenge is when, we should stop being stupid about a lot of things which we do. And again, as Rumi said, shed the cleverness and embrace the wilderness. We need to go more with our hearts and less about our self-interest and our selfishness, self-centeredness, materialism, etc. We need to evolve. And unless we do not do that, things will really not change dramatically. And who really needs to do that? It is we, the elite, the educated, the opinion makers, the rich, the business people, the people in positions of power. We need to lead by example. We cannot expect the masses to bring about the change. Masses generally follow. If you look at all these revolutions or counter-revolutions, it's always the elite that lead. And hence we need us, all of you sitting here warming these seats today, to really lead by example. I know we are running out of time, we are already late, so I'll make it very short, but I just want to conclude with a quote from Martin Luther King, and he said that in history, evil has prevailed not because there were bad people around, but because the good remained silent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Amina Shwani. Now that really inspired us. And I must say we're actually in fabulous time because guess what time it is, everyone? Tea time. And not only will we have this fabulous tea spread for you, we have some incredible stalls. You'll have some gold moments at the Atlas Gold Fund stall. And for those of you who want some job recruitment, I know the students, some of them are in classes right now and coming later. We have the IBEX Global Al Mizan Investment stall. And for those of you who want some social media, creative chaos, and those of you who want to be pampered, we have an OPI nail bar. And yes, that is for the ladies in the audience because this is ladies' fun. But there's gel nails and lots of nail accessories, pampering, manis, pedis, all that you want, all complimentary, care of Dow Global Foundation and Cosmo Group today. So while you enjoy your tea, also relax, be pampered, because today is yours. There's a lot of content, but we want you to love it. And now I have the pleasure of calling the CEO of AKD Securities on stage to announce the tea break that he's made possible for us. Please join me. Hurry.
Thank you, Laura. I thought you've done my part, but please join us on tea. And before I will invite them over, I was just thinking, but you were giving some journalism certificates. So journalism is part, but not whole. I represent the capital markets. I would, and we would, my peers would also love to offer the certificate of merits or some internship at our